Guys, so I am about to get started on the May and June hip kits that I'm going to be using together. And I'm going to go ahead and get started on this one about the Victoria Marie Scrapbook Retreat. And I am making a mini album on this currently, which is my Mini Mondays videos. However, I also wanted to make a 12 by 12 layout with just some of my favorite pictures from it, just to have in another album, just to kind of showcase it. And then the mini album will obviously have a lot more pictures and more details and all that good stuff. So I am going to do this 12 by 12 layout today, and I am going to be using a sketch from the Ready Sketch Go class number 3, which is called By the Numbers, and that is a sketch class that is offered from Jen Scow and Tracy Claiborne, and I will have a link down in the video description if you guys want to check it out. I highly recommend all of their sketch classes. They're fantastic. So I'm going to be using a sketch from that. Obviously, I won't be able to show that to you because it's paid content, but I just wanted to kind of put it out there and leave a link for you if it's something that you guys want to check out. And I am going to go ahead and get started. All right, so I have 6 photos that are printed, and those are about 2.5 by 2.5 each. And I'm going to go ahead and cut down my background paper, and it's this kind of ombre stripe paper, and that is from Hip Kit. And I'm going to mount it down onto this black cardstock that's from my stash. And I just needed to have a little bit of a border around it. And what I am doing here is I'm going to go ahead and group my pictures into 2 different groups in 2 of the corners here. And I'm just kind of overlaying them a little bit in the middle because I'm going to do a little bit of layering behind them as well. And I'm going to be using these squares from a pattern paper by Pink Paisley, and those came in the kits. And I'm just going to cut out a couple of squares that have the colors that I'm looking for, and I'm going to use 1 square behind each of the photos just to kind of give a little bit of an accent color around them. And what I'm doing is I'm looking for kind of like a yellow, a pink, and also blues. So I'm just kind of going through all the squares and picking out the ones that I think are going to work for me. And I want to have 1 of each color in each of the clusters here. So I'm just going to take them and kind of place them behind and see what I think. And it comes together pretty quickly. I'm pretty happy with how they end up looking early on. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out a couple of blues here now, and then those will be good to go. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and work on my title next, because my title is just going to be a Victoria Marie Scrapbook Retreat. And I'm going to use some wax paper here to use my alphabet stickers on so that I can spell out my title and kind of move it around my layout and see exactly where things are going to fit. And it's a great way to kind of test out where everything's going to work. So I'm using these epoxy kind of puffy alphabet stickers. Those are from Hip Kit, and I spelled out Victoria Marie, and I used the lighter shade of the blue. And I am going to go ahead now and get my pictures down so that I can get my title down, because my title is going to nestle in really nicely right around my pictures. So I'm going to go ahead and get these down, and I'm just sticking them to the pattern paper first and then putting it down as one piece. And then 1 picture on each corner here is going to be lifted up onto some foam squares just to give a little bit of dimension. And it's going to just bring a little bit more attention to that one. Then I also have this little cutout, or this punched image of Texas, and that is from an actual Texas punch that Victoria had at the retreat. Someone gifted it to her, and so I went over and said, hey, can I punch some of these out of just some pattern paper that I have? And I just grabbed a couple little 6x6 pieces of pattern paper, and she was like, yeah. So she gave it to me, and I punched a few Texas shapes. So I grabbed that out of my stash to use, and it's like a blue, and it has cameras on it. I think it's an Amy Tangerine pattern paper. So I'm going to use that here too, because the retreat was held in Texas. And so now on the bottom here, I am going to do the same thing I did on the top, where I'm putting the papers behind. I'm going to pop 1 of them up. and those are going to complete me getting my pictures down completely. And now I'm going to go ahead and get my title stuck down. And I like the way that the Victoria and the Marie is going to nestle right around the state of Texas. I really think that's cool. And now to do a scrapbook retreat, I'm going to use these Teresa Collins little tiny letter stickers. And these are a white background with a teal font. So that is going to complete my title there. So Victoria Marie Scrapbook Retreat. And now I'm going to pull out my kit and use some die cuts here. So I'm just pulling out a few things that are jumping out at me initially. I want to use a lot of these florals, so I'm going to end up using quite a few of these up. And then I'm going to use that word friendship down on the bottom. And these are 2 die cuts, both from Hip Kit, and I got 1 in each of the kits. And then I have a word phrase up there, and it says dreaming of this. And then I think I'm going to pull out another one that says together is best. And I'm going to use both of those on here as well. And I'm just going to kind of lay them where I think I want them to go. And I am going to use a couple of leaves here too behind one of the florals up there. So I'm just using whatever's jumping out at me. So now I'm going to go ahead and play with the placement of them. And I really like initially how I just have them right here. And everything's kind of flowing. It's filling in a little bit of spaces that are kind of awkward. And I just really like the way that those look. So I'm going to go ahead and start getting them stuck down. So I have a bunch of florals. And then this little phrase strip says together is best. And I thought that was fitting since we were all together. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the leaf down and then layer this one on top. And I like how that just goes right around the word Marie. And I have that one there. And then this phrase says dreaming of this. And that's really fitting because I don't have any friends where I live who get together and scrapbook at all. So actually going somewhere and scrapbooking with people was such a treat. And I've been wanting to do that for so long. And so I really enjoyed it. And then I have the friendship down there as well. And then I added a little enamel dot, and that is from Echo Park from the kit, and I placed it around the area where we were in Texas. And then I pulled out 2 wood veneer hearts, and those are from Jelly Bean Soup. And I put one on the top and one on the bottom, and I'm using this Project Life date stamp to stamp October 2016 because that's the month that we went. And I didn't want to put the entire dates because it was a whole weekend, so I'm just going to do the month and the year. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get my wood veneer stuck down. And then I'm going to add one more little green leaf here. I think it just needed a little bit more. And then I am also going to add this little epoxy Brad sticker from Simple Stories, and it has a little Instax camera on it, and it's blue, and I thought that was pretty fitting. We were definitely taking a lot of pictures. I don't think anyone had an Instax camera, but I thought it went pretty well here. All right, so now I'm going to make some journaling lines for myself, and I'm going to do my journaling about the event. And now I'm going to add some spray mist, and I'm going to use some Heidi Swap Color Shine, and I'm going to use the color Mint Green. And it really, it's called Mint Green, but it's really like a teal almost, and it's glittery, so it's really pretty when it dries. And I haven't used this color for a while because it's kind of leaking all over me. So nothing weird got on the layout, but as you can see, my desk is like a mess, so I have to go and clean it up. But I really like the way that it turned out, and that's going to complete my layout. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you guys want to check out the sketch classes from Jen and Tracy, like I said, I will leave a link down below so you can go check them out, but I highly recommend them. They're fantastic, and this layout came together really quickly for me. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you again soon. Bye!